איך אני מתחברת?
באזור דמשק. אני בכלל לא בטוח שלא היו יותר.
הנה אורלי פה. רגע.
I can say hello. Hi, guys. They're all muted. They can't say hello.
אריאל.
Mommy bought a lawn sign for us, a for sale sign. Mommy bought a lawn sign for Ali Kuznets for UOB School District.
That's not what it's for.
What does it say?
Can you please put yourselves on mute? I'm gonna Google Chrome.
Hi, Orly, I'm here. Oh, I can't hear you. Something's
Hi,
wrong.
you can mute yourself, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna mute. You started already? Or
No.
it's just,
No, we're starting now in a few minutes.
oh, okay, so I'm
Okay.
gonna mute.
Yeah, mute.
נתת לי את חיי, נתת לי הכל. בעיניי דמעה, הלב בוכה בשקט. וכשהלב שותק, הנשמה זועקת. שמע ישראל אלוהי, עכשיו אני לבד. חזק אותי אלוהי, עושה שלא אבחר. הכאב גדול ואין לאן לברוח. עושה שיגמר, כי לא נותר בי כוח. כשהלב בוכה, הזמן עומד מלכת. האדם רואה את כל חייו פתאום. אל הלא נודע, הוא לא רוצה ללכת. לאלוהיו קורא על סף תהום. שמע ישראל אלוהי, אתה כל יכול. נתת לי את חיי, נתת לי הכל. בעיניי דמעה, הלב בוכה בשקט. וכשהלב שותק, הנשמה זועקת. שמע ישראל אלוהי, עכשיו אני לבד. חזק אותי אלוהי, עשה שלא אבחר. הכאב גדול ואין לאן לברוח. עשה שיגמר, כי לא נותר בי כוח. בוכה בשקט.
For anything?
הלב שותק, הנשמה צוחקת. שמע ישראל אלוהי, עכשיו אני לבד. חזק אותי אלוהי, עשה שלא אבד. הכאב גדול ואין לאן לברוח. עשה שיגמר, כי לא נותר בי.
I would like to welcome and thank everyone here tonight as we honor Israel's fallen heroes. Tonight, we will bow our heads as the siren lasting for 1 minute will be heard throughout the country. Together, we will pay tribute to the 23,816 young, brave men and women who gave their life for the Jewish state. Tonight, we remember them all.
We can't see them.
I would like to go over the program. First, we will be candle lighting, and then we'll hear a siren. We will hear this the siren and the Yizkor. We will listen to stories of fallen soldiers. We will hear songs, sing the Hatikva, and at the end lead an open discussion, which is optional for anyone who would care to join. I would like to invite Danielle for the lighting of the candle.
On this special day, when we're all thinking about the fallen soldiers that sacrificed their life to protect us, I would like you to join me as we light a candle for all of them. The candle I'm lighting right now is in memory of Amnon Guli, my mother's uncle, who served in the artillery unit. He drafted to the army in 1968, and he was about to go to an officer course. But on the 5th of June, 1989, he fell during his service. He was 19 years old when he fell, and he left his parents behind and 7 siblings, that one of them is my grandmother. May his memory be a blessing.
Thank you, Danielle. Unusual circumstances, the entire country gathers at schools and city centers as each town or community remembers their fallen soldiers. The younger generations learned and get to know the soldiers from the stories, movies, and family members. Tonight, all of Israel is dressed in white with a flag and a candle and is standing outside their home or on their balcony. If you'd like, you can light a candle. In a few minutes, we will hear the siren. We will all stand with our heads bowed and remember the heroes. We are waiting for the siren, which will be in 5 minutes.
So what they record.
It's usually that's how it is.
Start.
Zoom, yeah, Zoom is like that, but then, you know.
And then she's gonna come on.
You know what, usually, you know, in Zoom, when they use this, they should come up, you know. But if they don't want you to see them, they can just stop.
Please mute yourselves. In 2 minutes, we will stand and wait for the siren to be heard. Please rise as we silently wait for the siren to be heard throughout the country. Yoram Zaks will recite El Malei Rachamim.
אל מלא רחמים, שוכן במרומים, המצא מנוחה נכונה על כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים וטהורים וגיבורים, כזוהר הרקיע מאירים ומזהירים, לנשמות חללי מערכות ישראל, שנפלו במלחמות ישראל, בפעולות הגנה, תגמול וביטחון, בעת מילוי תפקידם ובעת שירותם, ושחרפו נפשם למות על קדושת השם העם והארץ, ובעזרת אלוהי מערכות ישראל הביאו לתקומת האומה והמדינה ולגאולת הארץ ועיר האלוהים. ולכל מי שנרצחו בארץ ומחוצה לה בידי המרצחים וארגוני הטרור, בעבור שאנו מתפללים לעילוי נשמתיהם, בגן עדן תהא מנוחתם. לכן בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמותיהם, אדוני הוא נחלתם. וינוחו בשלום על משכבותם, ויעמדו לגורלם לקץ הימים, ונאמר אמן.
Thank you, Yoram. Tonight, we remember them all. The cream of the nation lies in military cemeteries. Everyone knows someone who is buried there. As you walk along the rows of tombstones and see the names and ages, you can understand that this land is saturated with tears, tears of parents who bury their children. In the past 72 years, there is barely a family which has not lost a husband, father, brother, or cousin. We all know that they took pride in protecting this country. We all know that without a strong army, Israel has no chance to exist. We also know how important this mission is. And most we know that we need to fulfill this mission. Miriam Barrett, a bereaved mother who lost two sons, Uriel and Eliraz, says this: "When 3 angels knocked on my door, I was sure it was a mistake. 'Get out of here,' I shouted. 'You were here already 12 years ago.' I slammed the door and shut all of the blinds so that no one can enter. When they finally did, I grabbed them and begged them, 'Don't say a word. Don't deliver the news. Please, just let me have my son for 1 more minute.' This is a mistake," I explained. "I have already paid the ultimate price for our country's survival." Uriel, my oldest of 6 children, a lieutenant in the Golani Commando Brigade, fell in the battle in Lebanon. He was just 22. And if that wasn't enough, my beloved husband, Eliezer, could not bear the loss of our son, died 5 years later of a broken heart. A few days after we buried my second son, Eliraz, we sat at the Passover Seder table. As we read from the Haggadah, Mikol dor vedor, omdim aleinu vechaloten. In every generation, they rise up to destroy us. In Uriel's case, it was Hezbollah. In Eliraz, it was Hamas. Every generation has its enemies, and every generation has its heroes. My sons were sensitive, modest, and observant. They didn't crave combat or wish for war, but when called on to defend their people, they did what needed to be done. After Uriel died, Eliraz was exempt from serving in a combat unit. When it was his turn to be drafted, he needed special permission from me. I signed this permission with a trembling hand and much fear in my heart, but I was grateful to be able to do my part to support the Jewish homeland. It's not natural, it's not right, it's not fair for a mother to bury her two sons. It's not fair that instead of hugging them when they walk through the door, I need to decide which grave I will visit first. The grave of my first son, who has been buried for so many years, or that of my younger son, which grave is still so fresh. I would like to end by saying that our people did not fear the journey. In the names of my fallen sons, Uriel and Eliraz, and the names of all the Israel heroes, we will live on here in our homeland forever. Am Israel Chai. I would like to call on Yoram to say the Yizkor prayer.
יזכור עם ישראל את בניו ובנותיו, הנאמנים והאמיצים, חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל וכל לוחמי המחתרות וחטיבות הלוחמים, במערכות העם וכל אנשי קהיליית המודיעין והביטחון ואנשי המשטרה, אשר חירפו נפשם במלחמה על תקומת ישראל, וכל אלה שנרצחו בארץ ומחוצה לה, בידי מרצחים מארגוני הטרור. יזכור ישראל ויתברך בזרעו, ויאבל על זיו העלומים וחמדת הגבורה, וקדושת הרצון ומסירות הנפש, אשר נספו במערכה הכבדה. יהיו חללי מערכות ישראל עטורי הניצחון, חתומים בלב ישראל לדור ודור. אבינו שבשמיים, אל אלוהי הרוחות לכל בשר, זכות נא את הנשמות הזכות והטהורות של בנינו ובנותינו. מות גיבורים, בהיחלצם לעזרת העם והארץ. מנשרים קלו ומאריות גברו, במלחמתם למען שחרור עמם ומולדתם. בעלותם לזבח תקומת ישראל בארץ קודשו, הפיחו רוח עוז וגבורה בכל בית ישראל, בארץ ובתפוצות. והתעורר לקראת גאולתו ופדות נפשו. יזכרם אלוהינו לטובה, עם רבבות אלפי קדושי ישראל וגיבוריו מימי עולם. בצרור החיים יצרור אותם, בגן עדן תהיה מנוחתם, וינוחו בשלום על משכבם, ויעמדו לגורלם לקץ הימין. אמן.
Thank you, Yoram. I would now like to ask Aviv to tell us his story about the battle at Tzuk Eitan, Operation Protective Edge.
Hi, everyone. My name is Aviv Spialter. I'm 26 years old. I'm originally from Livingston, New Jersey. I made Aliyah with my family in 2011 when I was 18 with the purpose of the IDF. After getting recruited, I was accepted into one of the special forces of the paratroopers. It's called Palchan Sanchanim. It's the explosives and demolitions unit of the paratroopers brigade. After rigorous training, I was sent to commander's course, and upon its completion, I became the sniper team commander of my unit. In 2014, we were sent to Operation Protective Edge, Mivtza Tzuk Eitan in Hebrew. And I'd like to tell you about my personal story from there, in short, and essentially about my 6 friends, my 6 brothers in arms who unfortunately were killed during the operation. On the 6th day of battle of the ground operation, the 23rd of July, which also happened to be my birthday, as we were headed into a new area to capture a house that was belonging to a Hamas terrorist, an explosive device from the home, which was booby-trapped, was set off on my unit. And myself, along with 20 other soldiers from my unit, were injured. And 4 of my friends, Paz Eliyahu, the commander of the team, Li Mat, Shachar Shalev, and Shachar Dauver, were all killed. And I'll tell you a little bit about them a little later on. 2 friends, in addition, were killed during the operation, and I'd like to tell you specifically about their stories. The first one is Liad Lavi, and Liad was my commander in both basic training and advanced training, as well as during the commander's course. Liad, first of all, as you can see, is a very good-looking kid, and he's very strong-minded, very stubborn commander. He always made sure that things were done the way that he wanted them to be done, and sometimes that actually caused for some, butting heads within the team, and for some confliction. But it was always with the purpose of making us better soldiers. That was always his number one goal, to make sure that we were going to become the best soldiers that we could be. So during Operation Protective Edge, Liad was the commander of the radio team to the commander of the paratroopers, which is a very, very prestigious job to receive. And I hadn't seen him for about a month or 2 since commander's course had ended and through the operation itself. Now, when I was injured and being taken out from the war zone, I was being transferred from vehicle to vehicle in order to be taken to the hospital. And on the way there, I happened to come across Liad. It was a big surprise to me. I hadn't seen him in a while. And again, there's this, you see him in this picture here smiling. He's got big blue eyes, and Liad did his best, especially being my commander, to not smile, to keep that distance, to show that he's, this fierce soldier on the battlefield. But in that instance, when I was being taken out, Liad picked me up. Since I had trouble walking, Liad picked me up and transferred me to the next vehicle. And while he was doing that, he looked at me, gave a big, big smile, and said, "Don't worry, everything's going to be totally fine." And gave me a hug, and that was essentially the last time that I would see him. And it's a nice thought to have, that even though there may have been conflicting ideas or butting heads throughout my service, that this one moment of positivity changed any negative thoughts that I may have had, and I couldn't have asked for a better commander during those times. Now we'd like to show you a video that is comprised of quotes that were either written in letters left from fallen soldiers before the entrance into Gaza, or final words that were spoken over the phone from soldiers to their parents. The next friend, the next soldier that I'd like to speak to you about is Yuval Hayman. Yuval was in the same class as me. We were recruited together. We were in separate teams, but we went through our entire training process together. And Yuval was thought of by everyone in the entire battalion as flat out the best soldier in the entire battalion. This kid was the fastest runner. He was lifting the most weight. He was shooting the best. He always had a smile on his face. It seemed as if everything came easy to him. He was breaking records in every single base that we would go to, and we have to do any type of physical activity. He was breaking records. And everybody wanted to follow him. And this was clearly seen by the commanders as well. And so Yuval was really a rare breed of not only of a soldier, but also of a person. And so he was selected to go out to commander's course early. It's not something that happens too often. So Yuval went out to commander's course and finished successfully. He got his first job as a commander, and again, being that he was doing everything that he was doing with excellence, he was sent out to officer's course early as well. In officer's course, Yuval had a job of being the officer's course commander's radio man. It's a very prestigious job. It means that the commander of the officer's course trusts him to be his right-hand man in any occurrence, any instance. He wants him to be next to him. And during Operation Protective Edge, the way the IDF works is that they don't send soldiers in commander's course or an officer's course into battle, into the war zone, so to not risk any of those future commanders or officers being injured or killed. So Yuval and the rest of the officers' course were on the border of Gaza. They were on border patrol. And on the 21st of July, they received an alert, an emergency call that there are 7 Hamas terrorists that are breaching into Israeli territory through a Hamas terror tunnel with the purpose of attacking Jews in a nearby Israeli settlement. Without thinking twice, Yuval and his commander, along with the driver, jumped into their Jeep. They raced to the scene on the border. And just as they were arriving, a missile was shot at their Jeep by the Hamas terrorists. The commander and the driver were unfortunately killed. Yuval was able to jump out of the Jeep, run over to a nearby tree, and began a firefight with these 7 Hamas terrorists all on his own. Unfortunately, in this firefight, Yuval would be killed. But his story of heroism doesn't end here. A soldier that served with Yuval, that was the next group of soldiers to arrive to the scene, explained that when they got there, the firefight had already ended, and that's thanks to Yuval. He said he walked over to the tree where Yuval was laying, and Yuval still had his gun in hand. His finger was still basically on the trigger, and there were 4 dead Hamas terrorists laying out in front of him. And the other 3 had run away, had been scared off back into the Hamas terror tunnel and back to Gaza. And I think this is simply a true act of heroism. It shows how much of a brave soldier Yuval was. And for this act, he received a Medal of Honor from the Ramatkal, from the Chief of Staff at the time. Yuval, during that time, had a girlfriend, and his girlfriend was interviewed after the operation, and she spoke about a special secret spot on the old city walls in Yerushalayim, where her and Yuval would sneak away to and speak about life. They would speak about anything and everything, about their past, about the present, about their future together. And she explained that one of the conversations they had not too long before the operation was about death. Spoke what it means to die, what happens after you die, things like that. And she asked Yuval a question. She said, what do you think about dying? What do you think about what's a good way to die? What's a bad way to die? What do you think about dying from drowning, for example? And that Yuval told her, he answered, that dying from drowning it's kind of a waste. There's no significance to it. There's no meaning behind it. You're not fulfilling any purpose. That if I'm going to die, that's going to be fulfilling some purpose. It's going to be done with meaning behind it. And I think we can clearly see that Yuval did so. There's this great organization called Bet Avichai. They make beautiful animations, short films about fallen soldiers from Israeli wars and operations. And they made a great short film about Yuval and his girlfriend's story, and we'd like to share that with you now. As I mentioned earlier, in addition to these two friends, there were 4 others that were killed in the same occurrence that I was injured. I'll repeat their names: Paz Eliyahu, Limat, Shachar Dauber, and Shachar Shalev. And some members from my unit commemorated them by making a song in their memory, and I'd like to share that part of this song with you now.
שוכבת במיטה, אבא בחיוך נבוא יגיד לי, תיזהר, אמא תאמר איך תדאגי, תחזור מהר. אבל אז נזכרתי שלא קיימתי להחזיר אתכם איתי, ומחר שישאלו אותי על גיבורים שחשיו לי, לא אדע איך להשיב ומה לומר. אנחנו נתחרר, אתם תישארו יפים, מדוע לא נשאר לכם מחר. בעיתון עוד יכתבו על גיבורים של חודש יולי, לא אבין על מה עוד מדובר. ושחרות נרפא ליבי, אם אני אומר תישארו קצת, תישארו קצת, תישארו קצת. עכשיו אני חוזר שוב אל העיר הישנה, מקשיב לאריק שר על האהבה ראשונה, שהאהבה שלי תיבא למשפחה, אבטיח לה בשקט שלא תהיה עוד מלחמה. אבל אתם נלחמתם וכשביקרתם.
This picture is of the 64 fallen heroes from Operation Protective Edge. You can take a few moments to look at their faces. It says in the middle, Bizchutam. Bizchutam is in their merit. That really in their merit we can continue serving and protecting and living in this beautiful country that we call home.
Thank you, Aviv, for that touching story. Now Lidor will sing a song by Amit Farkash in memory of her brother Tom.
Thank you. Tom Farkash was a pilot in the IDF Air Force. He fell in the Second Lebanon War, 2006. He was 23 years old when he fell. His sister wrote a song and sang it in his funeral, called A Million Stars, and I will play it now. רצית כבר הלאה עם חצי חיוך, עלית למעלה מיליון כוכבים בשמיים תופסים הצבע שלך בעיניים, תן רק עוד שנייה אחת לומר לך שלום. אני רציתי לשיר, אתה הרמת גיטרה, מלאך מנגן לי עכשיו, אז איתך אני שרה. מיליון כוכבים בשמיים תופסים את הצבע שלך בעיניים, תן רק עוד שנייה אחת לומר לך שלום. רצית לעוף, הלכת רחוק מדי בתוך הטירוף, אין מי שישמור עליי, מיליון כוכבים בשמיים תופסים את הצבע שלך בעיניים, רק עוד שנייה אחת לומר לך שלום. אני רציתי לשיר לך, לומר לך שלום. אז תן לי רק עוד שנייה אחת לומר לך שלום.
Thank you, Lidor. That was beautiful. Let's all please rise for the singing of the Hatikva.
בשנת 2000 להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון ירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון ירושלים.
In Israel, there are two strands that characterize life here: sorrow and joy. It was decided to have Memorial Day and Independence Day intertwining, which allows us to have a heightened sense of the sacrifice and cost of many of us to have this flourishing democratic state, which we call home. As the sun sets and the clock changes, so too does the mood in Israel. We all take part and watch on TV the changing of the guards as we move from the intensity of grief to that of gratitude and celebration, understanding so well the sacrifices that were made so that we can live here. This year, coronavirus and social distancing means that we cannot gather in each other's homes, on the beach, and in the forest. But as we make a toast to the state of Israel, there will be a deeper meaning for better days ahead. The ceremony of Yom HaZikaron, Daled Be'iyar 2020, has come to an end. If you'd like to stay with us for an optional discussion, please feel free. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much.
This is Shimi here. Does anybody hear me? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we can hear it.
I want to mention that was a beautiful ceremony, and I thank you. And I also want to mention that we in are praying for all of you abroad. We all are happy times. Really only have celebrate happy times. Thank
Lido.
Yeah. To start?
Yes, please start.
Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us. We will do a little bit discussion. Okay. So just a week ago, we marked the Holocaust Remember Day. On this day, we remember the 6 million Jewish who were killed by the Nazis only because they were Jewish. Tonight, on Memorial Ivy, we remember the IDF brave soldier who protect our country. And thanks to those brave soldiers, we're standing here today. Each of us know at least one soldier who fell in the defense of our country. The law in Israel is that every Israeli citizen must enlist when he turns 18. When we were kids, our parents said us, when we grow up, there will be no army. This is our deep hope, that one day we will live here with peace. We don't want to fight, but we must protect our country to live here. I personally didn't have to enlist in the military because of my medical condition, and yet I volunteer in the military. Tomorrow, we will celebrate Israel Independence Day. So, on one hand, we mourn the victims of the Holocaust and all the soldiers who fell protecting the country. On the other hand, we have a state here and we celebrate our independence. This deep connection shows the core of the state of Israel, that there is a great price to pay in order to gain independence. And I want to ask you all, I would love to hear your opinion. Are you in favor of celebrating Independence Day right after Memorial Day? So I want to ask you, if there is someone that wants to answer, I would love to hear. And put yourself on mute.
Hi, this is Jody. I think it's a beautiful idea. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I think it was beautiful. And I like what Orly said, that, you celebrate both. It's a country of, a lot of happiness, but a lot of tears too. It was very emotional. Beautiful.
But you think it's good that it's in the same day? It's only that one day separating between.
I think it's great. This is the first time Israel's done this?
No.
Oh,
there is
so every year
years.
it's the same? Okay.
No, in the first year of the country, it was not like that. In the past, it was a week between, but right now it's together.
Yeah, I like it because I think that, just like Wally said, it's, you always see the celebrations and you have to honor those that made it a country that you can have celebrations. So beautiful. Very touching.
Thank you, Jody, for being here and being with us tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Love you. Michael said that he's on the Dolphin Reef page and where we went in Eilat, and your friend is posting pictures and he's very touched.
Right, because his daughter was also a soldier that died. Thank you.
If any of the Israelis would want to comment or to say their feelings about the connection between Yom HaAtzmaut and Yom HaZikaron, to give perspective, yes, you're welcome.
אנה, את צריכה לרדת ממיוט. תודה.
Hello, everybody. I think we just have to embrace both sides that we live here in Israel. We live it every day, this happiness and also the sorrow and the pain. And to remember that those families, they feel the sorrow every day, and at least they need to continue their life and to see that everyone is continue the life. So in those 2 days, special days, we just stop from everything and just think about our loss, and then we have to celebrate the meaning of the loss. It's not like Aviv said, if you die for a meaning, special meaning, and not just gone away. So I think even though it's so extreme to move from this painful day to the celebration, I think it's so symbolic, and we have to contain them both. Thank you for this really touching ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. And I definitely agree with you. I think that like this what makes Israel so special. Even today, I can share that I took part in ISKOR project because we can't go tomorrow to the grave of the fallen. So everyone tomorrow going to stand in the cities with a really big flag and t-shirts for their memory. Tomorrow there is going to be another siren in the morning, and I think it's what makes us really special. And as we say, Am Yisrael Chai, and we have a country now, and we need to be so blessed about it, but we also need to celebrate it with remembrance, like to remember everyone that fallen for our independence and our country and the fact that we live here. And if anyone want to share with us, like someone from America or from wherever you are on the globe, we would love to hear you. And if not, we can go to Yuli Dori. You have another song, right?
Okay. Yeah. So, as you know, today the evening of this day, of the Memorial Day, and I really ask for anybody to be a good for the other person, and to remember that we want peace. Our country want peace. And thank you so much that you join us tonight, and remember this day, and that's it. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you very much.
Now Lidori gonna play us some songs, and if you want to stay with us. It's a very common thing to sing for their memory in Yom HaZikaron evening. So thank you, Lidori.
Okay, so I will sing some song, and if you know them, just join me. You see, you want את האור to see the light?
Yes.
You can put unmute and to join me, and you also just can listen in whatever you want. כי ראיתי עדנקי נעלמת ביער סבוך בין קירות חורשים ובתוך האדמה המדממת רגליי ננעצו הכו שורשים ולרגע יכולתי לשמוע עלים מלמדים שירתם ורציתי לעלות גבוה לפרוח איתם הכרתי טיפותיו של הגשר נקבות בתוכי יורדות מתחתיי והרוח קרה ונואשת הקפיאה אותי הכבידה עליי ולרגע יכולתי לנבוע בקצה הכאב אפור ורציתי לעלות גבוה לראות את האור לראות את האור אומרים השמיים כחולים מעלינו מלאים באורות אולי יום אחד אוכל גם אני לראות ולרגע יכולתי לברוח כנוצה כנפה של ציפור והצלחתי לעלות גבוה לראות את האור לראות את האור. So I guess that you didn't know this song because you didn't sing with me. So right now I can to hope that you know the song and join me.
Yes, we will join you.
Okay. You know the song, I don't know how to say it in English. To cry for you. I'm going to cry for you. Okay. אני הולך לפחות לך תהיה חזק למעלה געגועי כמו דלתות שנפתחות בלילה לנצח אחי אזכור אותך תמיד ואני אפגש בסוף אתה יודע ויש לי חברים אבל גם הם קווים אל מול אורך המשגע כשעצובים הולכים לים מלוח וזה עצוב שלהחזיר ציוד אפשר לא געגוע לנצח אחי אזכור אותך תמיד וניפגש בסוף אתה יודע ויש לי חברים אבל גם הם קווים אל מול אורך המשגע Okay,
Thank you, Lidor.
thank you. Okay, so the last song is כאב של לוחמים, Heart of Fighters. It's a Dana Medi song. Dana Medi is a singer that was a fighter in the IDF army, and he wrote this song about personal experience that he had. ערב ראשון של אחד, יושב וכותב לך מכתב על כל הדברים שהיו, כל מה שקרה אותיות מופיעות על הקיר, אני הפחד ונעים להכיר, הדמויות אוהבות לשחק, זזות כאן בבית הריק, ואת לא יודעת כמה ממך ניסיתי להסיר את כל הסיוטים בלילה, צרחות ודם על המדים, לא מבינה כבר למה אני מזמן כבר לא אני, תמונות צצות מאות כל לילה, דמעות כאב של לוחמים, Okay, so this is our song for today. If you want to join me to other songs, it's fine. If not,
Thank you, Lidor. You are amazing.
Thank you, Lidor. Thank you, Randy and Ronnie that are over there. I see you.
Yeah, Randy and Ronnie, we missed you.
Yes, hi, and Jackie, my sister. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Really, it means a lot. I mean, for us, it's something that we do always, every year, but to be here on Zoom doing this, hi Jake, it's different. It's a strange kind of feeling. Usually we're outside with the siren, all the hundreds of people together, and here everyone's in their house with, it just feels so strange, but you guys being here made it feel good for us. Like, we feel really good that you're here with us, because it's hard for everyone. Like I mentioned before, that everyone has more than one person that they know who were killed in Israel's wars. So it's really a day of mourning here. Tonight, everything's closed, of course, not having anything to do with Corona. Tomorrow, it'll be sad that the people won't be able to be at the cemeteries. That's really hard. It's hard for the parents, although they understand that they can't be at the cemetery. For them, every day is Yom HaZikaron. They don't need this special day, but they always felt it was a day for them where all the friends from the unit, from their sons or daughters' units would come and gather together and eat and talk about the soldier, which kept him alive. This year, unfortunately, even that we're not able to do. Some people went today before we have a lockdown. And that's it. So this Zoom Zikaron, Erev Zikaron, is really something that we weren't prepared for. I don't know how you can prepare for something like this. It's not the same, you know, when you see soldiers dressed in uniform and when everyone's standing in the siren and the siren, like, it runs deep through your body, the noise and the vibration. But this made it just as special, and I really, really appreciate everyone who has been here with us tonight, joining us on this sad day for us. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you for doing this for us and letting us participate. It was really wonderful.
Thank you. We should only know good things, and when everything is better, all of you guys from wherever you are, we will meet here in Israel. Be'ezrat Hashem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So goodbye, everyone, and thank
you. Love you guys, really. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. And Am Israel Chai, and this is the meaning of Am Israel Chai, that you're all with us.
Yes, thank you so much for being here today with us.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye. Stay safe.
Everyone.
God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.
נשארים?
רק אנחנו אולי.
מה קורה, מור?
עוד לא רק אנחנו, חכו.
מור, תגידי לי רגע, ברגע שאני מקליט את המסך, הפעולות שאני עושה על המסך מוקלטות, או שהפעולות, איך זה עובד כאילו? אני רוצה להבין רגע, כי היו פה קטעים למשל שאורלי דיברה, וזה היה עדיין על השקופית. יש לך מושג?
אני לא יודעת. ליאור, את יודעת?
אני אסתכל אחרי זה בקובץ, אני אראה מה...
שמה? אני מוציאה מפה אנשים שהם לא מהקבוצה.
נשארנו רק אנחנו?
כן. ניל דסקל, התחבר השנייה.
איפה...
לא נשארנו רק אנחנו. גם אופיר ידיד שלי פה, תגיד שלום אופיר.
מי זה אופיר?
אתם רואים אופיר?
הביאו אותו. ברוטליטי.
קופית, את יכולה להישאר, את אחת משלנו.
למה נשארתי?
כן, זה באמת אחת משלנו.
היה ממש ממש...
זה אחת שלנו, חופית.
באמת, כל הכבוד.
לראות אותך.
עם המילים, עם הזה, באמת היה מאוד יפה. ולידורי כפרה עלייך.
עלייך. חופיתה.
וואו, תקשיבו.
בואו נעשה רק...
ממש כפרה עלייך.
רגע, מי פה?
רגע, אפשר לסכם.
סבבה, אורלי, סבבה. רגע, דקה.
בואו נעשה ערב שירי עצמאות.
תקשיבו, איזה פדיחות.
לא, את היית מהממת, ואנחנו שרנו תוך כדי, פשוט אנחנו עשינו את זה בשקט.
אורלי, תכנסי לתמונה, כולם לחיים.
רגע, טוב, they're taking a picture,
מישהו שם לב לזיוף שהיה לי בסוף?
אל תחייכו, אני רוצה לעמוד עם הנר.
אבל תורידו אורלי, תורידי את הטלפון. רק
תבטלו, חבר'ה, תבטלו את הרקע של היזכור הזה, יוכלו לראות את הנר, כי הוא...
רק לתמונה, ל10 שניות.
מאיר, תראה אותי.
איך עשיתם רקע?
רגע, לא רואים אותך, לידור, אני רוצה לעשות תמונה.
אני יודעת, הנה, אז...
יאללה, נו.
3, רגע, אוי, אני לא יכולה.
נו.
מה אמור?
יש. מי זה לורי?
מישהי כנראה איחרה.
Anyway, I've been working on this, like...
נראה לי שמישהי איחרה לטקס.
אופסי. טוב, אז אני יוצאת, אם אתן צריכות אותי.
לא, חופית.
כיף לראות אותך.
טוב.
מה, לידורי, רוצה שנשאר? כאילו, תסיימו את הפגישה העסקית, ואז נתקשר.
לא, אנחנו לא בפגישה, אני רק רוצה להגיד שהיה מהמם.
אנחנו רק מדברים, אם בא לך תישארי.
יאללה, נשארת.
היה, כל הכבוד ליורי.
כאילו, על יום הזיכרון, די, לא עושים עסקים על יום הזיכרון, חופית.
לא עושים מה? לא עושים מה?
עסקים על יום הזיכרון.
אפשר לסכם שנייה?
יאללה.
אני רוצה להגיד, זה היה באמת מהמם. קודם כל, החצי הראשון, אני הייתי עם דמעות בעיניים, לא יודעת אם אתם ראיתם, אני לא יודעת מה קרה לי. אני לא הצלחתי, כאילו, הייתי ככה, וזה היה מרגש ברמות, וליאורה היית מושלמת, את פשוט באמת לא הייתה טעות אחת. זה היה מההתחלה עד הסוף פרפקט, ואורלי גם, כל הכבוד לה, היא פשוט לא שומעת אותי עכשיו. ולידורי השירים מאלפים, כאילו, באמת. את שרה יפה, וגם אני שרתי, רק שתדעי, לאורך כל השיר. שירים.
שרתי איתך, שמעת אותי?
אני גם שרתי.
לא, את לא שרת.
מעולה.
אני שרתי.
כדי לא להרוס לך.
האמת, אני אגיד לכם את האמת, אני שכחתי לגמרי מהשירים, כאילו פשוט לא היה לי מה להגיד, אז אמרתי thank you ושלום ופיס, לא יודעת מה אמרתי שם, אין לי מושג. בסדר.
היו שם את החבר'ה, זה, היו שם את החבר'ה...
מ-207?
זה של האגרוף, נכון? אני זיהיתי, נכון?
כן.
מי היה? זיהיתי אחד מסטמר.
זוכרת אותם? לידור, אלה מה...
בטח, מקסימים.
מה זה בחור גבר? הוא חבל על הזמן, איזה... הם היו מהקבוצה, כאילו שמאוד הרגשתי שהם ממש שמחים שאנחנו אצלהם.
כן.
נכון.
אבל גם הסאטמרים.
מה?
אתם ראיתם שגם הסאטמרים? הסאטמרים, עלו איזה 3 מהסאטמרים.
כן, אני ראיתי מישהו אחד מהסאטמר, הוא גם כתב ודיבר.
מה? קוראים לו שירה, אחד עלה על השם של שירה סאטמר, והיה עוד אחד...
ישראל אקשטיין.
כן.
קיי משהו.
לא היה זה, מור, ההוא מהשכבה?
מי זה?
נו, זה החתיך השכבה.
מי זה חתיך השכבה?
חתיך השכבה היה, חתיך השכבה היה.
מי זה חתיך השכבה?
הוא קיבל את המצלמה כנראה.
חתיך השכבה זה הסאטמר, שאתם לא זוכרים שבאמצע ההרצאה הוא אמר חתיך השכבה.
לא, אני מתה על זה שמאיר מעודכן בכל הבדיחות, והוא היה כאילו, הוא היה במסע לניו יורק, אחד משלנו.
לא, יש איזה קטע...
אריאל, הוא צילם את כולם.
יש איזה קטע, אני אנסה רגע למצוא את זה שנייה.
מאיר ידע את כל הרחש בחש מאחורי הקלעים, גם שיהיה לכם ברור, מאיר ידע הכל.
חכו רגע, אני אנסה...
מאיר הוביל מהלכים, על מה את מדברת? הוביל מהלכים.
אני באפטר פארטי בניו יורק, חברים.
רגע, איך אני עושה עכשיו share? אני פשוט לוחץ share screen, אני לא מכיר את התוכנה הזאת.
כן, share screen.
לקלוט מסך? כן.
כן, ואז תראה לנו את המסך שלך.
מאיר, תאמין לי שהתוכנות שאתה משתמש בהן הן פי מיליון יותר מסובכות.
אתם רואים את המסך שלי עכשיו?
כן.
אוקיי, תסתכלי רגע, תקשיבו, מצאתי את זה, שנייה.
He did not have any, let's say, we used to have protests against Israeli, like when there used to be like the חתיך השכבה, all those protests that they used to...
זה פרקים הזיכרון, בנות, זה לא מתאים.
לא, סבבה, אני תוהה אם מישהו זכר שהוא אמר את זה.
אני בכלל לא ידעתי שהוא אמר את זה.
לא זכרתי שהוא אמר את זה.
הבנתי אותך.
אז מאיר, אני לא הייתי מחוברת, הייתי שיכורה. בשלב הזה אני כבר הייתי עם 4 בנות אלכוהול.
אוקיי, רוב המסע שיכורה, חמודה.
אפשר להגיד...
ממש נכון, אני רוצה להגיד שאצלי במקרה שלי היה עת לרצינות ועת לשכרות.
הערב הזה אצלהם על הגג היה הכי מגניב.
נכון, עם מטורף, עם מטורף.
עם האוכל הכי שווה, המשקאות הכי שווים.
חברים, תקשיבו, אני שולחת... אתם נרשמתם למשפחות שכולות, וואי, סליחה, הייתם באמצע הדיבור על שקוראים בניו יורק, וכאילו נכנסתי ולא הייתי רגישה לסיטואציה. אז אני...
לא רגישה לסיטואציה.
אנחנו לא היינו רגישות לסיטואציה.
אתם לא הייתם רגישים לסיטואציה, אז תקשיבו, יום הזיכרון הערב. אתם רוצים ללכת, כאילו יש כל מיני מפגשים אצלנו, משפחות שכולות בזום, זה מתחיל ב9:30 עוד 20 דקות. אני יכולה לשלוח לכם את הקישור אם אין לכם עוד. וכאילו...
אתן צריכות לעשות סיכום עכשיו, או שאתן רוצות לעשות את זה יום אחר?
נעשה את זה יום אחר.
למה אין סיכום?
מה?
תכלס אין לנו מה לסכם, כי פשוט...
אתם מיומנות מדי מהבת מצווה, אני
רוצה להגיד, לא, אני גם רוצה להגיד סיכום, כאילו רק משהו קטן, שפשוט אני חושבת אוקיי, אני אשווה פשוט בשני האירועים האחרונים שלנו, שזה הבת מצווה ביום ראשון והיום. הבת מצווה שביום ראשון היה לחץ היסטרי, מלא בלגן, מלא זה, בדקה ה-90 הכל היה כאילו אירוע אחר לגמרי ממה שציפינו, והיום הכל דפק, באמת, הכל היה מושלם, ואני חושבת הקסם של זה היה שפשוט עשינו הערכות לפני, והיה קצת נוקשה, וכאילו אני יודעת שאולי הרגשתי אני הרגשתי לעצמי שאני הייתי טיפה משטרה, אבל הייתי רעה אולי אפילו, ואני מצטערת אם יצא ככה, אבל אני כאילו רציתי שהכל ידפוק כמו שצריך, ואני רואה שבאמת זה הצליח. אז נראה לי שפשוט צריך לעשות באמת זה, אחרי שאני אכנס לרצף של מלא בת מצוות, שהכל יהיה אותו לוז, זה סבבה, אבל אנחנו צריך להיות סופר מתוקתקות על כל הדברים מראש, ואם צריך לעשות חזרה מראש, אז עושים, כי זה המתכון להצלחה, ובאמת שהערב הרבה יותר ממה שציפיתי. אני ממש לא ציפיתי שזה יהיה ככה, וגם היינו בזמנים, והיה ממש מרגש.
גם הייתה נקודה שאני חושבת שהפנמנו את זה, שדיברנו על זה ביום שבת.